Greetings, folks, and welcome to Vinyl Therapy Sessions, the Crow Eric Draven Summer of 2023 set edition. I am your host, Coco Smooth. And guys, this one's going to be a tough one for me because I wish there was a way that I can properly articulate just the kind of feelings that come out of me when it comes to this particular character, movie, and everything, right? Um, in my youth, when this movie came out, um, it it was one of those movies that I heard about that was coming out, and then based on a comic book, an independent comic book by James Obar, and I was a comic book collector back then. There was hardly no access to get um, independent books that were that low of a print run geographically where I was located, living in Japan as a teenager, right? And it's just bizarre because you're hearing this movie's being made and it's taken forever, and then somewhere you hear in the news that the actor gets killed at the set of the movie. Like, what? The movie? Brandon Lee. And I enjoyed all the movies that he was in prior to this, like Rapid Fire, Showdown in Little Tokyo. Yeah, those movies. I was like, nah, man, this guy just was getting his stride. Holy crap, how unfair! His dad passed away. Now he's passed away young too. I was like, gosh, this family cannot get a break, right? But uh, that's kind of what was going on at the at the time. And so I was surprised that this movie even came out, because well, was it finished? Was it what they got to do to make this movie done, and somehow they found a way to get it finished. And man, I gotta admit that the soundtrack was really good. It didn't hit me at the time when it first came out, as hard as I kept watching it and getting older, that the songs were starting to sound better. And I'm not saying that the songs were bad. It's just they just didn't resonate with me. Not all of them. A few did, but not all of them. Like Helmet, I wasn't too keen on it, but I hear it now, and it hits differently, right? Versus when I was younger, I was more of the STP guy and the Cure. When that album came out for the soundtrack. And yeah, when I first watched the movie, after when they finally released it, I remember one of my classmates saying, "Dude, don't watch this. This movie's so dark that I hardly could enjoy it." And yeah, it was. And sadly, um, I was like, "Well, no, it can't be that bad. You must be exaggerating." And I watched it, and man, he wasn't wrong. I was like, at the time, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this movie's so dark. It's kind of mid." I went, but the performances, Brandon Lee's performances were pretty good. Um, they did the best that they could, and years later, you find out that all kinds of terrible things happened in that movie. When it was happening. So, yeah. I know this video is going on a bit longer, so I'm gonna do a little bit of review, show you guys what it is in box first before I continue to talk more about where the Crow, the Crow and everything meant to me when this was happening. But yeah, here's what it looks like in package, number 1428. This is very reminiscent of the old one, of course, with a different modern body and a mouth and better paint applications on the face, which I will be showing you guys subsequently, opened. Right now it's just the package portion, right? Yeah, pretty good package we got going on here. Art's great, slim body. The art from the movie, perfect pose, perfect everything. I love this. This is, damn, I just I just can't. I don't right? It's good. Can't articulate. Eric Draven with his guitar and uh, um, the burning crow picture on the bottom. Reminds me very much of the Cure song, Every Night I Burn. A very good song. Love it. The Annex did a cover to it, and it was a really good gosh dang cover. I'd say that it was just as good as the OG, if you ask me. Um, I mean, listening to it actually helped me rekindle my love for this movie and appreciation for it, man. Yeah. But here's how the package looks like and everything. But yeah, no, guys, this movie was it's just it's just it's just one of those movies that I felt like I could resonate with. Just it's the '90s, and of course, a part of me kind of expected more because compared to the '80s stuff, you would think that advancement in cameras and special effects and whatever, just modern stuff, things would get better, but it really wasn't. It didn't. I don't know. Just that's what being a kid, I was naive and just didn't understand why things didn't progress as as rapidly as I thought it would be. Because you watch movies like Dusk Till Dawn, and you're like, okay, well that's a gosh dang movie, and then The Crow, you're like, y'all could have done better angles in a way, but then, and at least angles that you can see because it was so dark. But again, yeah, either way, it's a lot of still powerful scenes for me. Him in the rooftop with the guitar, him putting on the makeup, all of those scenes, really good stuff. But yeah, next is the opening portion, and this is what they look like outside of the package. As you guys can see, it's a great set. And the thing is, there's a third one coming. One is a actual Funko.com exclusive, the store exclusive. But these are the commons, or common is not the right word, but these are the ones that are out there. There's not a glow version yet. I imagine if they that if I know pops like Funko, like I think I know Funko, these fools will find a way to turn this into a diamond or glow exclusive for probably Hot Topic or another thing. So just I wouldn't be surprised. All right, some point down the line. But yeah, this is what um the number 1428 looks like. This is a great um piece right here. Sorry. It's just distracting to see dust on black. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, this is Sting. Not just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, this is not Sting. This is Eric. Yeah, Eric Draven from The Crow, and yeah, yeah. I think that they did a real good job with the makeup. Real good job. And here's the details. Pretty good. I'm glad that they have a more updated body versus the teddy bear body that I got. Plus, there's a mouth. This is awesome. Funko needs to start evolving mouths. Not at all, but for some it's appropriate, right? But yeah, in this case, this one is can't rain all the time. But yeah, this is a good one. And of course the fiery burn one. Let me raise it up so you guys can see that one better. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, he has the crow on his arm and he's got his guitar. Really cool. I'm so happy that there's this version. I hope they do the VHS cover version with him walking down the hall or the thing. I'd buy that one. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know how to explain this, folks, but again, when I first got this movie, it just when I first saw this movie, it just didn't resonate that well because it was just so dark. But the soundtrack was cool. The story was, you know, good. The revenge, I just love a good, tale of, revenge. But man, I tell you, a couple times I watched this movie again, and you hear the soundtrack and the music, man. I don't know what it is, but my eyes turn to faucets. They just start to well up, and every time I, think about it, it just, yeah. I don't even, and that's the part I don't get. Like, um, I didn't think that this thing had that significant of an impact on me until the faucets start, becoming a thing, right? I don't know how to explain it, guys, but yeah, I don't know if it's nostalgia. I don't know it's because I need to be on meds. But yeah, it's just yeah, things hit differently. When I hear the music now, I don't know if it's just getting older or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely different. And this is what they look like together side by side. Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole other video too with comparing this with the soda and the old one. I'm gonna just do an entire The Crow, Eric Draven, everything when that I got that's Funko at some point for y'all's entertainment. I wasn't I wasn't considering picking up the Chase soda, but because it's not that far different from the common, but now just to entertain y'all, and because I've already kind of built up the part how much I like Eric Draven, it almost seems like I feel a whole lot of pressure to get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, final thoughts coming up next, but only after I actually show you guys what this sucker looks like up close first. Yeah, there's flame. This, I think, excuse me, this is the part where this was in reference to the part where he got revenge on one of them and set when they set the street on fire. The crow symbol was there. So look at the crow. Go! I'm just kidding. All right, final thoughts next for real. Final thoughts on this matter. On this debt. Um, First and foremost, Sting has a pretty mouth. The crow has a pretty mouth. I like that they move in this direction, and I hope they do that with more of their pops. But yeah, no, this is pretty good. Um, yeah, I can't wait till that third one drops. I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I hope it's later. That way, when I do another one of these videos with it, you guys won't think it'd be too soon. You know what I mean? And you guys know what to expect. Because I'm a real softy when it comes to this gosh dang movie, and I can't even explain why. This, I used to. This is one of those movies, along with like maybe three other movies that I could think of in the past 10, 15 years that I would go to sleep to, and just The Crow is one of them. You know, the first Crow, and then the first and the third Crow, not the one with Corvin. That's that one. The They have different. I forgot the gosh dang name. Getting old. That Starship Troopers Part Two, Chronicles of Riddick, and the 13th Warrior. These are like the movies I used to go sleep to, and ironically enough, I think every single one of those movies were actual, commercial flops. Starship Troopers 2. I don't even think made it in the theaters, but it's my favorite one. Can't even explain why. But yeah, no, this movie, man, I just, oh man, just, whenever I hear the Burn song, every night I burn, waiting for the world to end. Gosh, man, the lyrics to that song just hit so hard, and I just think it's so appropriate to this song theme and the character in general. I imagine that maybe he might not have felt like he liked that project. James O'Barr may have felt differently, but maybe about the song he might have thought differently. But from one artist to another, from him to an artist to another group of artists, I imagine that he's probably a little impressed that they were able to do a song that kind of matched the theme of the movie and all of that stuff. Because I know it hit me quite well. And man, yeah, just not only that, a lot of people probably don't realize is that the Crow, was definitely, I wouldn't say it was a goth culture, but man, it definitely helped promote that, thing and made it really appealing to a lot of people who, who to become more open to this kind of, style, fashion and stuff. Because back in the 90s, everybody wanted to be gangster. Let's just keep it real, at least in California, where I was like, that's bro, man. Everybody was so hostile. You couldn't just be a nerd and at least where I'm from, where I was from, it wasn't the case, especially in Japan. Now everyone, no, there was more. And if you were one of the people who dressed in this kind of way in high school, people they look at you differently, But yeah, yeah. I guess this is the movie that would have made Hot Topic, I think, back then. So I think it's appropriate that some of their stuff was Hot Topic. The Crow Pops were Hot Topic exclusives back then, at least the Glow one, right? But yeah, um, yeah, no, the lyrics to that Cure song done well by that Annex, especially when he says they say, "Scream the animal, scream." I'm like, damn, say that so loud, and then dream the crow's black dream. I was like, dang, dude, just yeah, I don't know how to explain it, man. Guys, just Also, this movie reminds me of one of my best friends. We kind of lost our way, and I don't know if it'll ever come back. But this movie was definitely one of his favorites, and whenever I watch this, I definitely think about him because he was really into this movie too, and yeah, the soundtrack and everything. And sometimes he would play it. I'm like, yeah, man, that's so cool. Yeah, I think this character, the pop itself, you would play well with Blade because it's got the dark the dark theme and stuff. But yeah, I love it. Um, so yeah, well, that's all I got for this segment of Vinyl Therapy Sessions. The Crow Eric Draven, summer of 2023 said, "I am your host, Coco Smooth, and until next video, folks, ciao."